Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing what I think is just one of the best Studio Series toys of all time. And this, sorry I haven't played mode, this is Studio Series The Fallen. And he is one of the coolest toys I have. In just both modes, I mean, it looks a little goofy, but in both modes, he is just so freaking cool. So I'm just gonna dive right in, and we're gonna start with the plain mode because I want to save the robot mode for last. But yeah, the engineering that went into this, it basically just does a handstand and folds up and turns into a plane. But the fact that they made this out of like just the robot form, because he never had a plane form in the movie, he just teleports everywhere. So the fact that they made a plane form out of this is just, I don't know, it's crazy to me. But yeah, he looks pretty good. He looks a little bit like a spider, is what multiple people have told me about his plane mode. And I guess I can see it with these little things on the side. But yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I do like the way they did this cockpit part, how it has these little like prongs and everything. It flows together really nicely, and it looks really organic. It looks how I think an old Cybertronian plane would look like. So I think that looks pretty cool. He does have a little bit of parts from his robot form sticking out. You can see his hands up there. His head is sticking out a little bit right there. It's also really loose under this too. Like if I flip it around, it's a little bit loose, but if you just push that down, it'll be good. But yeah, there's not much to say about his plane mode. He did come with weapons. I have no idea where they are. I lost them somewhere, but he does come with a little spear thing that splits in half and goes on here, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's get him into robot mode, and right off the bat in robot mode, he is massive. I mean, he is a big boy compared to Crowbar. Look at this. He won't even fit into my frame. He's so big. But I guess he was big in the movie, so it makes sense. I think he's like one of the biggest Studio Series has ever released, minus Devastator, because he's huge. But yeah, he looks super cool. I'm not even gonna get into the amount of articulation yet because there's too much, but this is by far, when I said this is one of the best Studio Series, this is one of the best Studio Series figures out there, because he just looks so like accurate to the movie, and it doesn't really hinder anything with the transformation because he doesn't transform into anything, so that's nice. But like I said, he did come with weapons that could fit in his hands. I don't know where those went, but they're somewhere around here. But my favorite part, let me get this out of the way real quick, about him, is that they actually made you able to take his face off. And you can get this really goofy looking chicken robot right here. Although he does have this, which I think is super cool. He also does have, you can kind of see it, his entire head is translucent, Well, let me get a flashlight. But his entire head is translucent, and if you shine a light through it, you get this really cool looking effect with his face there. And that's really cool. And you can, if you put the face on and you shine it through the top, you can get that too. It's just super cool. And not to mention that all of the plastic on this, the reason why it looks so like glossy and like nicer than the plastic on this is because the plastic is also translucent. On the entire figure, the plastic is translucent, which is just a really nice touch. I love that they did that. And the paintwork on him just adds even more to him. Like, you get this silver on the bottom with all the like oranges and this super cool like metallic blue thing, which I found out is the exact same paint used on him on my Nemesis Prime. It's literally the exact same. So that's kind of cool. But like, all in all, he is just so cool to just like have in hand. I'm really glad I got him. I was going to get the Studio Series Sludge, but ultimately I decided to get him, and thank God I did, because he's so cool. But articulation-wise is even better, because the amount of articulation on him is insane. Starting from the waist down, he has toe articulation. Why does he have that? I don't know, but he does, and I love it. Because they're like, if you wanted to be standing on top of someone and look natural, go like that. Nice. And he does have this little chicken leg thing going on that bends backwards, so you can get him a little bit lower if you want. He has this swivel thing by his knee, and he also has a little swivel on the bottom of his foot. And this, he also has this thigh swivel, which is pretty cool. He doesn't have any waist articulation due to his transformation, but what are you gonna do? He has his hands. It would be cool if you could move the fingers, but they're tiny, so I get that. He has a wrist swivel. Oh, he also has all the things you would want, but also because of his transformation, he has this little thing that you can have to get his arm up a little bit more. And then by far the weirdest part of this entire figure is these things on his back. Because I don't even know what to call this joint. It's something. So if you move his arms back, they go like that. Then they also do this, so you can get his arms up. Let me show you that real quick. Like, what? What is that? I don't even know. Put it in the comments or something if you know what that is. I have no idea what it is, but it's cool nonetheless. And he has his head articulation. Like I said, you can remove the faceplate, and he can move around. He's got this little jaw thing going on, which is pretty cool. And another thing I forgot to mention, that I probably don't need to mention, but I will, is that, I don't know if you can see that, but you can actually see through the eyes of the mask. So that's pretty cool. Like if you put it up to your eye, you can see through it. Neat. Cool. Whatever. But you can get him into some really unique poses. with how its articulation is. And honestly, that's really it. He's not a super interesting figure. I mean, he's cool, but he doesn't do anything like super revolutionary. His head keeps falling off. Stay on. But he's still just so cool. And I don't think anyone cares, but just in case anyone does, here's how to transform him. So you take his entire chest plate out, put it up over his head, like that. That covers his head. You take these little back panels off. You just separate them. They pop right off. You get these little spike thingies. Push them in. Bring his arms up. God, he's so big. Bring his arms up. Twist that. And then there's this little tab up here and a hole down here that connects. Do the same thing with the other arm. Then you, for his feet, you turn that out, turn that around, turn that around if it wants to, and then you just close his toes like that. Same with the other side. Bring that around. And then you pop this off. And then those just go down there. And there's tabs in the bottom here of his feet that you tab in, or his arms. And then you push everything in, and then you take these little things, and there's a tab down here and a tab on the other side of these. You might have to finagle it around a little bit, but come on, there we go. And then you do the same thing with the other side. Tap that in if it wants to, thank you. And then you just shift everything around until it looks good. And then there you go. He's back into his plane mode. And though this figure is amazing, it does have some flaws. One being that this is really, like, kind of loose. It's not too loose, but, like, if you don't put it on at just the right angle, it'll just pop right off. It's trying to do that right now. So that's just something to be aware of. Just did now, his weird things on his back, there's these little sockets back here, and those like to pop off all the time, so I usually just pop them off, position the arm, and then just pop that back in, because there's like no way that it's not gonna pop off. And on my copy of him, I don't know if this is on anyone else's, it's probably just me, but this side's okay, but on this side, it just doesn't want to go all the way down, and so this arm is always just slightly up a little bit more than the other arm. And I mean, he stands really well, but if you have him standing weird, then like he'll just, there it is, he'll just fall over. So I like to just stand him like really low. And since he has such big feet, it's easier for him to stand than other ones. Like him. He hates standing up. There we go. But other than that, there's not really that many flaws in him that I can see. Oh, another thing is that he scales pretty well with everything else. Like, these two already scale pretty well with each other in, like, their vehicle forms. And these two are both Studio Series. So I'm assuming they're at the same scale. But no matter who you put him next to, he's still going to look massive. Because he is. He's the biggest thing I own. But, yep. That's pretty much it for him, I guess. This is definitely recommend for getting. I got him at Walmart for like $55 or something. I don't know how much he is at any other places, but it's pretty nice price point for him, especially considering how like detailed he is and stuff. So I'd definitely check him out. I'm gonna link the Amazon link at the end of the video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So see you next time.